Pitt Computer Science, 40 years of excellence. The Pitt Computer Science Department was founded in 1966 by Dr. Orrin Talby. Our first home was on the 7th and 8th floors of the Cathedral of Learning. Also on the 8th floor was the Computation and Data Processing Center, of which Dr. Talby was the director. All programs were on punched cards. The students would hand their card decks to an operator who would run them and then return them to the student with a printout of the results. If an error occurred, the entire cycle repeated. Debugging programs this way took days instead of hours. For hands-on computing, the department acquired a DEC PDP-4, which had previously been used by the Computation Center. The faculty in 1966 numbered 15, many of whom had joint appointments with other departments. In early 1974, the department acquired its first new computer, a DEC GT44. In October 1974, I was hired by Dr. Tom Dwyer to build apparatus for his Project Solo laboratory. This lab included such unique devices as a pipe organ and a flight simulator, and was intended to teach mathematics to high school students in new and exciting ways. In December 1974, the department moved into newly renovated Alumni Hall, which included classrooms with specialized benches and equipment. The Computer Center moved as well. They built a building in the RIDC Industrial Park and upgraded to DEC System 10 time-sharing systems. Most students still had to use cards, but now they could submit the job themselves. They still had to wait for an operator to hand them the printout. A common sight in those days was students poring over large fanfold printouts. Beginning our second decade, the faculty still numbered 15, but most had primary appointments in computer science. The department acquired a PDP-1145, which allowed us to run the Unix time-sharing system full-time, and upgraded our storage capacity with 4 RPO3 disk drives. Each of these washing machine-sized drives held 40 megabytes. By 1980, the Project Solo lab had evolved into a small, low-cost network of microcomputers. Although you may not recognize him from this picture, the person on the right is Terry Wood, currently a member of our technical staff. One other graduate student from 1980 is still here too. You may recognize this gentleman as Dr. Rami Melhem, our chair. In 1983, we acquired our first 32-bit computer, a VAX 11780. This decade also saw our expansion beyond Alumni Hall. In 1984, we took over the Mineral Industries building. We also began acquiring workstations, the first of which were the Sun 3s. By the time we started our third decade, we now had 18 faculty. We acquired our first RISC systems, which included the DECstation 5000s and Silicon Graphics Indies. And finally, we received the promise of a new building that would be built on the lower campus and that we would have a hand in designing. By 1996, we had 23 regular faculty and 3 affiliated faculty. After many delays, we finally saw ground break for our new building in 2000. This new building allowed us to have state-of-the-art classrooms with multimedia capabilities. The department's computing infrastructure saw a tremendous improvement with a proper machine room and gigabit Ethernet everywhere. What will we see in our next 40 years? Who knows, but I'm excited to find out.